What is going on, everybody? This is your realtor, Mohsen Joffrey, and welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real Estate. Today, I have the pleasure to host a pre-construction expert and one of the best in the games, Monique Jagirdar from Exp Realty. Monique, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you so much for
really
having me.
appreciate you taking out time, and I'm excited for what we have planned. Before I start off with the questions, I want our viewers to kind of get to know who you are. So if you want to give a brief detail of, how you got into real estate and especially why you decided to focus more on pre-construction.
Okay, so I started off with a background of having parents that are investors and flippers, and kind of got my hands dirty there. And then I got into working front desk at a couple of different brokerages, and I kind of started to see what the background of real estate was. Really interested me, and then I went for my license, and now we are here, almost going into my third year of real estate.
Nice.
And pre-construction really interests me because it's like buying a custom home.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
buying something that, a first-time home buyer, not everybody gets to build a custom home.
Exactly.
Very expensive, right?
For sure.
So being able to customize a unit or a townhome, it's something special for these first-time home buyers or investors. So
Right.
I really liked the aspect of it's brand new, and we get to see the whole progress of
Exactly.
what it looks like.
It's like a whole journey, start from finish, and you get to see exactly what's going on through all the phases.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I know a lot has been going on in today's market, so I have a few questions lined up for you. So starting off with the first one, I know buying a pre-construction project can be a big investment for a lot of people. And so they need to keep a lot of things in mind before they even decide that they want to go and purchase that pre-con project. So if you can shed some light on some of the main factors that people need to keep in mind before they start their search for pre-con.
So first, I would always say you don't need a mortgage until obviously occupancy, but
Right.
It's always good to get a pre-approval.
Right.
Because pre-approval for pre-construction is needed. So you want to make sure, you're not withdrawing on your payments.
Exactly.
Right? So first thing, always make sure your finances are correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then go for, what you're looking for. Are you looking for a condo? Are you looking for a townhome? And then look at location, right? Where are you trying to be located? Are you trying to be near workplaces, shopping, dining, highways? What is going to be accessible for your lifestyle?
For sure.
So those are the main things that I always say: budget, location, and what are your needs?
Exactly, for sure. And obviously, buying a pre-construction project, as you said, you are able to customize your living space. And so there are a lot of pros and cons. So are there any specific pros and cons that you would want to highlight for people before they go on for their search?
So a lot of pre-constructions have some great incentives, and they have deposit structures, but the best thing of it is, like you said, it's customizing your home. And a lot of these builders do offer great packages that are included in your price. So you're not paying for upgrades, right? Or they're giving you great decor credits.
Right.
So here's $5,000, and now you can upgrade your cabinets or your flooring or your bathroom.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of customization that you could do. So it's pretty much moving into a turnkey property.
Exactly. And I think like right now in today's market, you're seeing more of those incentives being offered just because of interest rates increasing. Yes. And so there's not a lot of buyers going out there, let alone for resale, but also for pre-construction. And so what I've seen a lot is, builders are providing a 10% deposit, yes, or they're giving cash back on a lot of properties, and, just the decor money that they're giving to you as well. So there's a lot of pros when it comes to pre-construction projects with that. And especially in today's market, I'm sure you notice builders are providing so much more of that.
Yes.
Right. So that's amazing. And obviously with our current market right now, are you seeing more investors getting into pre-con, or are you just seeing buyers going for their personal residence when they're purchasing pre-con, or is it like a mix of both?
I would say it's a mixture of both. It really depends on what the person needs and wants, right? So for a first-time home buyer, I do think there's a huge influx lately because you don't need a mortgage right now, right? And like you said, a lot of these builders are giving deposit structures where you can only put down 5% per year, or 10% now and 10% down on occupancy. So it gives you that leniency of being able to save, but still have your foot in the real estate market and have you building that equity while your project's underway construction.
Right.
And I think that's a big factor for not only investors, but really more so for the first-time home buyers, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of millennials or Gen Zs, we should call, are going to have trouble, and getting into a pre-construction might be their only way in.
Right, exactly.
So it really depends.
So it's kind of like a mixture of both right now that you're
Yes.
seeing people get into.
Yes.
Amazing. And now I know a lot of people, because purchase prices have been low for resale and in some cases for pre-construction as well, you're seeing investors getting into the market right now. So I've seen a lot of this content on your Instagram as well, but I wanted you to shed some light. What are some strategies for investors to get the highest return on their investment when they invest into a pre-construction project? So the maximum ROI. What are some ways to achieve that?
Location.
Location?
Absolutely, okay. Location. And it really also depends on what is around you, right? It's the infrastructure, the transit, the employment, right? That's also going to be bringing up not just the demand, but also the supply, right? So it's very much so of the location, and especially in locations that are building master plan communities, because they're tying everything in where it's accessible for families to grow and live a more accessible lifestyle.
For sure.
Right? And that's where the demand and supply is going to come, and that's where the prices are going to raise, because a lot of people are trying to get into those areas.
For sure. And I think with like immigration rates increasing quite drastically right now, I feel like, you know, investors that are getting into pre-construction and have that in mind, that they can provide this as a rental opportunity as well for the people that are coming to Canada. I mean, it would be an amazing idea. Obviously, you have the opportunity to, you know, sell your pre-construction home, or you have the opportunity to rent it out. But as we see right now in today's market, rental income is insane.
It's crazy.
Right? We were just having a conversation before this, right? How the rental market is, not only just for resale, but I feel like if you're investing in pre-construction with a brand new home with an amazing location and, you know, around a great community, you can get amazing rental potential for your pre-construction project. Amazing. Now, you know, just for people that are looking to get into pre-construction and kind of are having a hard time understanding the terminology, we often hear that, you know, when you sign the agreement for purchasing a pre-construction project, you have a 10-day cooling off period, which is very important. So can you explain what a 10-day cooling off period is, and what are some important steps that people can take during this time frame?
So a 10-day cooling period pretty much means once you sign your agreement of purchase and sale, you go into a 10-day cooling period, which means you can take your documentation now to your lawyer to review. So say the lawyer goes, everything's perfect, you wait for the 10 days to go and you're done. You don't need to do anything. The lawyer says, you know what, there's some red flags, you should maybe think about it. You have that opportunity to either, if you want to stay in the project, or pull out with no penalties and having your deposit returned. So you're able to wash your hands away from the project without feeling stuck.
Exactly. So it's very important to go to a lawyer to have the clause in contract that you sign with the builder and have that reviewed as well. Because I know there are a lot of clauses that people might miss. Some of the ones that we were talking about as well is, you know, where builders would have an unexpected rise in the, you know, amounts that you have to pay for example, labor costs or material costs. And so people need to be aware that when you do get into a pre-construction project, these are the unexpected expenses that can take place. So amazing. That's something that, you know, a lot of clients need to hear. And something else that we hear a lot right now as well, that, you know, houses or pre-construction projects are selling on assignment, or a builder provides an assignment clause. So can you explain what an assignment sale is, and in what scenarios does it take place?
So assignment sale pretty much is, for example, a buyer purchases a pre-construction project and now they're deciding to pull out. They're like, you know what, let's just wash our hands from this project and move on. So now you're selling your unit that you've purchased to somebody else, and you're going to make your commission, and you're walking away from the project. So that no longer is your investment. That's not your property anymore. And a lot of people do it to, maybe they can't afford the payments anymore. Maybe they're looking to make some quick cash. Maybe they don't want to close on this property, right? But again, assignments are great, but I always tell my clients to go into a pre-construction in the mindset of closing on it, because that's where you're going to make your highest return on the investment.
Exactly. Yeah, and people need to keep in mind, it's like with real estate investments, it's always like a cycle, right?
Yes.
Right now we see a lot of market shifts. It's not like there are a lot of cases, for example, in a seller's market where you can make your return after closing on that pre-construction right away. But also there's going to be times where you just need to hold off on selling and kind of predict, like what the right time would be to, keep on hold with that property or selling that property as well.
Because I mean, even in the crazy market that we had a little while back, a lot of people had benefited from assignment sales, right?
Yeah.
But it's not the market for it right now. So you really have to be cautious when you sell on an assignment sale and why you're selling.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting you say this. So are we seeing a decrease in assignment sales right now in comparison to like 2021?
Right now, there's a lot of people are selling on assignment because they just want to get rid of their projects.
Right.
There's a lot of people they just want to wash their hands and kind of move on due to the uncertainty. So I think there's a lot of people that are selling on assignment because they're scared of what the media is portraying to them.
Exactly. Thing. With these interest rates and a lot of people defaulting on mortgage. So it's very important yet again to talk to an expert, talk to a professional, because yet again, not everything that you're seeing on the media or even social media is an accurate depiction of how the market truly is. Amazing. And now, the final question, and something that I know a lot of people are really interested in. I've had a lot of people come to me, and I'm sure a lot of people come to you to ask this. Which areas or neighborhoods would you recommend someone to purchase a pre-construction project in right now? And along with that, are there some notable developments or builders people should look out for right now?
So it really depends, because we've seen a shift now since COVID. A lot of people were looking to be on the outskirts of the GTA because it was cheaper. Now the demand has started to build up, right? And a lot of people are now going back into their workplaces, or they're doing hybrid. So everybody that had moved on the outskirts now need to come back into the GTA.
Exactly.
So now here we go again with the supply and demand issue, right? So it really depends on where you're trying to be. I would say, obviously, in the GTA is the best to be for pre-construction, whether you're looking in the downtown core or you're looking Mississauga, Oakville, Markham. These are all very developing areas at the moment. Vaughan, they're having huge, North York, huge demands coming, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of money being dumped in. They have transit, they have everything nearby that you don't need to, travel 30 minutes to get to the bus stop or 30 minutes to the grocery store. It's all very accessible. So I would always say, look in locations where things have already been built and things are soon going to be built to make your lifestyles easier. So 100%, I would always say GTA.
GTA, right? And I mean, GTA is just one of those markets that, yes, a lot of people are saying it's becoming saturated, but yet again, this is where all the business is. This is where all the activity is. If you look at the statistics, like a lot of the immigrants that are coming to Canada are not only just moving to Ontario, but specifically Toronto and the GTA areas. However, I do know, I mean, I had a few showings outside of the GTA, like in Cambridge, Kitchener, Barrie. So I'm seeing a lot of pre-construction happening there as well. And I've had a lot of clients that have been asking about, areas outside of the GTA. Because a lot of these areas are, for example, building a GO station, transit is becoming more accessible. So would you also recommend people to kind of look up if working from the office is not an issue for them? Would you recommend them to kind of look outside the GTA because of the opportunities?
So for pre-construction, you can still get a big bang for your buck out in the GTA, right? Where you can put 10% down and no development charges, and you get a bigger lot or a bigger unit, right? So there is, if you don't have that opportunity that you don't have to go into the office and you're 100% mobile, then 100% I would say yes, go live outside of the GTA, sit on that property for a little bit, and when the market comes and you're like, you know what, I need to go back to the GTA. You have something to either pull out your equity and use that as a rental, or you could just sell it and go move out to the GTA. But you have that money to do so, right? And real estate allows you to leverage, right? And that's the thing that a lot of people don't notice. Real estate gives you that opportunity to leverage, to build opportunities for you, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
it really depends. And I think a lot of people do need to stop listening to the media. And there is a lot of scare, even for pre-constructions out there, right? With developers and overcharges. And that's why it's crucial to not only work with reputable builders that have been in the business, 40, 50, 60 years, and they're going to provide you their product. Right. And you want to also look at development charges. Does my contract say 0 development charges, or is there a capped development? Right. Understood. So those are key things as well to look out in.
For sure. Amazing. That was really informative. I learned a lot myself. And I know a lot of people watching this are learning as well. Now, for the second segment of the episode, I like to kind of keep it fun.
Okay.
So I want to play a little game that I do with my guests. It's a game of this or that.
Okay.
I'm basically going to be giving you 10 questions.
Okay.
And there's 2 options in each question, and you just got to blurt out the answer that you would choose or the one that you like. All right, you ready?
Okay.
All right, let's start this. Putting you on the spot. I didn't prepare you for these questions. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, would you rather live in a pre-construction penthouse or a pre-construction detached home?
Pre-construction detached.
Detached home, there we go. Number 2, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee, I always see that on your Instagram.
Yes,
you started off with your morning coffee. Yep.
Yes, always.
Of course. Okay, night out with your friends or stay in and watch Netflix?
Ooh, stay in and watch Netflix.
Netflix, the new episodes of You are coming out on March 9th.
Yes.
So I'm staying home. I'm
That's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, yeah. So I'm letting all my friends know. I'm not coming out for the next week. Number 4, working out in the morning or working out at night?
Oh, I'm a AM workout.
AM workout?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, nice.
It's a good way to start your day.
Start your day.
And get
of course.
yourself pumped out.
Yep, of course. Number 5, living on a farm or in the city?
Ooh,
that's a tough one, eh?
I'm gonna say, that's tough. I'm gonna say city.
City, but maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future,
farm?
if I want a horse or something, we'll move to the farm.
Amazing. Number 6, Instagram or TikTok?
Ooh, Instagram all the way.
Yeah, amazing. Pizza or Chinese?
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay. Working on a weekend or on a holiday?
Ooh, I feel like we're always working.
I feel like we have to do it on either or. So if you had to choose though, which one?
I would do weekend.
Yeah, I'm working on the weekend. Okay. Working on a team or working solo?
Solo.
Solo? There we go. And the last one, working from the office or working from home?
Working
from home. There we go. Monique, thank you so much for taking our time. Of course, I really appreciate you coming out and shedding light on some amazing topics on pre-construction. Obviously, for those people that are looking to get into pre-construction or already are in the pre-construction market. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time.